A diver is shocked to find something unusual in the river: a skull. Then, at a conference, the entrepreneur and CEO of The One enters to give a talk. Her name is Rebecca Webb. Rebecca tells the audience that she wants to share a secret with them. She says that her parents hated each other. She grew up thinking that was normal, and it's normal for most people. She always thought, what if there was a better partner out there, someone more suited? Dating felt like rolling a dice. She felt she mostly got a 3. But she's now found a way for everyone to get what they deserve: a 6. A girl named Hannah looks at the ads of The One as she's traveling. Rebecca continues to say that a strand of hair is all it takes to be matched with the one person you are genetically guaranteed to fall in love with, your one true love. And she then says that it actually works, and introduces the crowd to her boyfriend, Ethan Shaw. She makes him travel the world with her, because she can't bear to be apart from him. She says she wants this for everyone, kisses Ethan, and they leave. Hannah gets home to her partner named Mark, and asks him if he would ever get matched. He said he would never. A police detective, named Nick, reaches the place where the skull was found in the river, and they find the entire skeleton. A lady named Kate, who logs into The One, and video calls her match Sophia. Rebecca is hearing the news of over 10 million people being matched, but that has led to a spike in the divorce rates, and the government is ready to take action. A politician says The One has quickly become an incredibly wealthy and powerful company that decides the fate of millions of relationships. DNA matching is dangerous, and we need to consider its effects. Many marriages have been destroyed, and the government needs to seriously consider if they will allow DNA matching to continue. Rebecca goes to office and goes to meet an investor named Damien. He asks her if she's seen the conference. She says she has. He says if the government stops DNA matching, they're screwed. He then suggests an independent review about how she started the company, but she doesn't want to do it. A man named James Whiting, who lives out of the city, hears the news of how The One has destabilized the institution of marriage, and how Rebecca is not budging. Rebecca meets Mark, who wants to ask her a few questions. He asks her about when they first discovered matching. She says they wanted to change the world, but she now spends most her time speaking to lawyers and accountants. He asks her, is this why James Whiting left the company? She said it was a big reason. Also, he was only interested in the science. He asks her that James and her discovered this when they were studying for their PhDs, and if she ever meets him now, as there are rumors of a falling out. She says there was no fallout and she doesn't meet him. He asks her why would he walk away from a multi-billion business. She says it was never about the money for them. She reminisces her university days when she and James were at a bar and they see a couple kissing. She says that the man doesn't love that woman and only wants to fuck her. James tells her he helped out with some research on how one can measure love by measuring biochemical changes in the brain. If the levels of estrogen, testosterone, adrenaline, dopamine, and serotonin spikes when we meet someone, we call it love. They discuss how they can measure love through this. And if there's no spike, the couple can just be friends. Then their friend, Ben, joins them. James teases Ben. Rebecca says she's not gonna, as she's gonna ask him to cover her rent since she's broke. Ben agrees. Rebecca then goes to the washroom. She meets that lady and tells her that her boyfriend doesn't love her and she deserves better. The woman tells her boyfriend, and he confronts Rebecca about what she said. She asks him what does love feel like, and that he doesn't know love. He calls her dumb. Ben defends her, and the angry guy slams Ben's face on the table. She helps Ben with his bloody nose. Kate is a police officer, and she meets Nick, who tells her they got the forensics of the guy they got from the river. He was in the river for a year or more, and there are signs of trauma to the skull, ribs, and sternum. She says the missing persons file was very thin, and he could have killed himself. They see a missing persons report of Ben. Hannah goes home after yoga. Mark tells her he fixed her bike. She thanks him, and they have sex. Kate tells a friend about her match Sophia, who's from Barcelona. Rebecca attends a party and meets the politician who was trashing her. She tells her it's a temporary spike in the divorce rates, and as more people get matched, it will decrease dramatically, and divorce will become rare. She says it's harmful for the children of the parents Rebecca has split up. Rebecca notices that family is important to the politician, and tells her that her daughter took the test on her 18th birthday and is matched to a drug dealer. She says his details haven't been sent to her yet. Rebecca threatens her and walks away. Nick tells Kate that Rebecca had filed the missing persons report for Ben, and Kate asks him to get her address. Ethan asks Rebecca if she will really match the politician's daughter to the drug dealer if she doesn't do what she wants. She says she will, but he's not her real match. Her match is an American who is studying to be a doctor. Connor tells Rebecca that police have come to meet her. Kate tells her they're here to inform her that they have recovered Ben's body from the river, and they need to ask her a few questions. They ask her about their relationship. She says they were flatmates. Kate asks her how was Ben before he went missing. She says he wasn't in a good place and was taking antidepressants. Rebecca asks for some time alone, and flashes of her fight with Ben come to her. Connor tells the detectives that she won't be answering any more questions and hands them a card saying they can contact her PA and fix a meeting. They leave. She gets flashbacks of Ben asking her out. They discuss how her parents fought, and he tells her she shouldn't be scared of becoming like them. She kisses him and thanks him. Damien watches the news as the politician announces that the government has decided against passing any new legislation against commercial use of DNA. Holly, his escort, says, "This is good." But he says he doesn't know what Rebecca did for this to happen, and soon her stunts are going to blow up. He pays her and she leaves. Kate speaks to Sophia, and they are both nervous about meeting the next day. Kate and Nick get to know that Ben was dead before he got into the water from the medical report. Kate tells Nick to get his phone records, social media, and to set up another meeting with Rebecca. Hannah puts some hair in the test for the one. Kate gets ready to meet Sophia, who stood her up. Rebecca goes back to when James tells her that his girlfriend broke up with him since her friend saw him on a dating app. Later, she tells James that Ben invited her to a wedding as his date. He tells her they should have sex, or she should put him out of his misery. She says she's trying not to break his heart. Kate calls Sophia again and gets to know she was in an accident and rushes to the hospital. Rebecca calls James and tells him about the investigation about Ben and asks him to meet her. Connor goes with Rebecca to meet James. Rebecca starts talking about how the police have met her and they will question James too. She asks him what he's going to say. He says he has no choice. She asks him if he felt guilty and says that there was so much blood when he punched Ben. He feels something's fishy and realizes that she was wired and recording him. She threatens him not to open his mouth and leaves. 18 months ago, James and Rebecca are dancing together. Ben enters and Rebecca tells him that they have discovered how to match people. Rebecca was drunk and she slept with Ben. The next day she tells James that they need to test their discovery. But he tells her that they need millions of DNA samples to stand any chance of generating matches. She tells him she slept with Ben, that it shouldn't have happened. The sex was good, but she was just not feeling it. Nick tells Kate that on the night when Ben died, he called Rebecca 9 times and texted her, "You lied to me." She called him back 5 times. Nick says that they are meeting her tomorrow noon. Mark asks Hannah if she wants to meet for lunch later. Hannah tells him that she is busy with work, but she goes to meet a lady named Megan. She compliments Megan, and as they chat, Hannah's friend, Lucy, comes to say hello to her. Hannah feels awkward and leaves abruptly. Noticing the awkward situation, Hannah goes to tell Lucy the truth that Megan is Mark's match, and that she did the test for him. Lucy is shocked and tells her that she's crazy to do that since Mark would never leave her. Suddenly, Connor asked Mark to join Rebecca in her car. She gives him some documents and asks him to publish it. He asks her why did she give him that information. She tells him that she wants to help with his career, and since he criticized her, she is less likely to feed him information. She threatened him not to screw her over unless he wants to become a beggar. He takes the information and leaves. James goes to meet Ben's family as they are preparing for the memorial. Ben's sister tells James that Rebecca has been supporting them a lot. She paid for the memorial and bought them this house, saying that he used to always help her with the rent, and without him she would not be able to start her company. Ben's sister then asks him if Ben ever told him about his thoughts about killing himself. Rebecca tells James that the company that Ben works with has the largest DNA database in the world. James says that they will never let them use it. Rebecca tells him that she plans on stealing the data from Ben and running some tests on it to see if the matching works. Rebecca tells him that Ben will not know about it. She steals the data and shows James the many matches. Kate gets to know that Sophia has a brain injury, and she's sad about her being in the hospital and tells her friend that they shouldn't have been matched, and this wouldn't have happened. There is an article of Rebecca's friend, Ben, being dead in the news. Paparazzi hounds Rebecca before she leaves. Rebecca's PR informs her about the article and says the police could have leaked it. They want to meet her and that she will handle them. Rebecca goes to attend a board meeting. Damien tells her that the company does not need this kind of publicity. She says that she is not sorry that the news of her friend's death got out now. The detectives come to question Rebecca, but Rebecca's PR tells them that she will be answering their questions in writing and not meeting them. They tell her it is a murder investigation, but she tells Kate and Nick that they have breached Rebecca's privacy, and she will launch a formal complaint if it happens again. So Kate asks her PR to ask Rebecca about a message Ben sent her the day he disappeared. Lucy goes to Hannah's house. She meets Mark, and he asks her about Megan, and she leaves abruptly. Hannah goes to Megan's house for dinner. She snoops through her stuff when she goes out for a bit. Kate takes flowers for Sophia, but when she reaches her room, she sees another woman there who claims she is Sophia's wife. Kate tells her that they've been matched, but leaves immediately after the woman reacts badly. Rebecca tells Ben that she's going out to get something but goes to meet James instead. James tells her that they have started getting many matches, so to test if this really works, he put their DNA into the system, and she got a match, and he shows her who he is. As they are talking about this, Ben sees them. Rebecca tells Connor that she sent him the guest list of the party, and she wants him to get everyone to delete pictures of Ben at the party. Ben questions her when she's back, but she lies. James and Rebecca go to meet her match. She spends time with him, and they kiss. James asks her if it works. She says yes, it does. Thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all liked the video. If y'all did, make sure to smash the like button. And do let me know if you'll want to know what happens in the later episodes. Subscribe to watch many more such cool recaps. And hit the bell icon too. Bye.